Russell, thanks for joining us after the second day of this second test. England have fought themselves into a very good position after 2 testing days of Test cricket. What have you made of their performance after what happened in Galle?
Well, they've learned from their mistakes, and also after losing the toss and watching the Sri Lankans bat, I think the English batsmen have realised how they need to play on this pitch, and they've just gone about their business and done exactly what they need. You could say that it's been a slow day, but it's not a pitch where you can go out there and score runs quickly. It's about wearing the opposition down and working yourself into a strong position from where you can put pressure on the opposition, and that's what they did. Strauss and Cook, they're generally good at the top of the order and put on a good stand. That's where England take control more often, and that hadn't happened in Galle. But today they made sure they burnt Sri Lanka down and have now set the platform for a big third day. Today I thought Swan bowled really well in the morning, slowed it down and tossed the ball up higher, and that gave him a bit more purchase. The Sri Lankan bowlers failed to do that. They should have watched that, compared how Swan bowled yesterday and today, and there was a big difference. And that's what Mahela Jayawardene was asking from Suraj Randeep especially, but just didn't do it. He was releasing the ball from a high point, but the ball was going back into the pitch. Generally the spinner needs to bowl and his energy should go into the air. So that did cause a problem, because it was easier for the batsman to judge his length. The moment it was a good length delivery and the slowness of the pitch, the batsmen were quick to get on the back foot and put him away. But the most impressive factor was that they were ready to give that full face in defense, good strides, smothering the spin, and that's very frustrating for a spinner when you see the batsman defending solidly. The ball was there, they just picked it away. Nothing to worry really, because each time they got an edge, it was bouncing around the area of the pitch. It was not even carrying outside. So no real risk as long as they kept offering that full face of the bat to the ball.
Sri Lanka were 216 for 4 late on day one. Do you think they kind of handed it back to England a little bit to be all out for 275?
Well, they would have liked a few more runs, but with the dismissal of Jayawardene, it was going to cause a problem. And the biggest issue or the biggest threat on this pitch is not the spinners, it's the fast bowlers, because there are lots of cracks, and we did see uneven bounce. And England bowlers are going to get more out of it because they're taller and they hit the deck harder than the Sri Lankan bowlers. And we did see that Sri Lankan bowlers hardly got much bounce. It was staying low, but the difference between the one that rises and the one that keeps low is very little. So it's easier for the English batsmen to adjust, whereas the English bowlers would get it to bounce now and again and then stay low. Adjustment is greater. So I think that was where the problem was. And even this morning, runs were so hard to come by, and I thought it was the quicks who really ruffled them, whereas Swan, when he gets in flight, when he flights it and turns it, he's always going to pick up wickets.
So do you think England made the right call then by strengthening their seam attack and bringing in both Finn, which they had to because Broad was injured, but also drafting Bresnan? Do you think that was something that will pay off handsomely as the game goes on?
I think as it goes on, the concern would be the uneven bounce. The turn will be slow, and it's not going to be turning sharply, as even though it deteriorates. The wicket is dead. So I think the pacers are the concern really. And from every angle, I think the decision to play the 3 seamers was the right one, because the type of cricket, the mindset the English have is based around the fast bowlers. Their plans are generally based on them. They bowl the dot balls, and even though they don't pick up wickets, they need to complement the spinner. That's the mindset. Spinners from both ends don't really work for England. For the Sri Lankans, on the other hand, it's spin based. They need spinners in the game to control things, bowl dot balls, build pressure. But for England to really settle down, it's the seamers. So from that angle too, I think it was the right call.
Without being harsh on the Sri Lankan attack, and they may well come back on the next couple of days, do you think this is a slightly more realistic view of what this current Sri Lankan attack is like, rather than perhaps how England made them look in Galle?
Oh yeah, we're not under any illusions at all. This Sri Lankan attack can do a job. They're not going to scare batsmen, and when the opportunity is there, they will put the opposition down. But running behind games and really winning them is going to be tough. So they're a hard-working unit, and given the opportunity, they will come up trumps. So even tomorrow, I think England need to wear them down just as they are doing today and try and build on that lead. Too many shots or really trying to dominate will only play into the hands of the Sri Lankans.